Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Gonna fiddle with my settings a little bit here real quick because I did not do it ahead of time like a smart person. I waited till the last minute. There we go. My computer is doing a thing. Can it not be doing a thing? That would be great. What is this? Hello, hello. It is indeed a surprise. We are on Monday. Is this a good idea for me? I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I'm gonna put that away for later. There's a game for sale on Steam today that I remember seeing a while ago, but it's also one of those games that like might be too scary for me, like legit too scary. But it is also unfortunately Lovecraft, which is the thing that I am terrified of and yet want to find just for some reason terribly fascinating and want to continue consuming content of. So I don't know about that one, but it is only $5. So there's a part of me that's just like $5. I mean, if it's too scary, it's too scary, and it's $5. If it's not too scary, then you're fine. But if it's $5 and it's too scary, and I do buy it, and then I do play it, and it is too scary, I'm going to have fucking nightmares. I'm going to have nightmares. Oh. I'm having health insurance issues. Again, different ones than previously had. It's very annoying, very stupid. But I essentially got a check for almost $200 that I should not have gotten. So, yeah, it's not good. Audio is being weird. Huh. I mean, that's possible, honestly. Why do I have this set up through? Ah, give me a second. I can fix this. I didn't realize I'd done this. Okay, that should fix that. I hope. I didn't realize that I had changed my my setup a little bit on the back end here. Okay. So is it? I can see you now, Ragnarok. Not sure if something was wrong before. Hopefully, is it any better? I'm hoping that my voice, I can still see it bubbling a little bit when I stop talking, which is probably the AC. But I did put in a new filter. I don't have any. I don't want to do that. Actually, I can do this. Hold on, I can hear myself. Haha. What? What? Give me a second. I can do this. I can hear myself, and you won't hear me. So. All right. Well, I'm not hearing it now. This is Huh. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I mean, it's possible that I could just be hearing the AC, the real AC, and not able to hear. But I'm also hearing myself perfectly clear. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Not sure. Okay, here we go. Hmm. Okay. Just looking at the form I need to fill out. So yeah, weirdness with my health plan today. I have a weird setup with my insurance. I have a $2,000 deductible, but my work gives me a $750 HRA. So once I hit 1,250 in my deductible, then anything beyond that, they send me a check for whatever expenses are incurred, and then I use that money to pay those expenses. And they sent me a check for like $200 today, but according to them, I've hit my 1,250 deductible for the year. According to Blue Cross, my insurance company, I have not. And so there's a disconnect here. There's a weird disconnect. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I can't cash that $200 check basically, which kind of stinks because otherwise it would be free money. But and I do kind of half wonder that if I didn't say anything, would it be fine? But I also am like, if I cashed it and then they figured it out, I'd have to pay, and I don't pay it back, and I don't want to deal with that. I just want to have it settled in the first place. So, it's very weird because, yeah, according to the agent I spoke to on the phone, I should, like, the information should just be set up by Blue Cross. Like, it should just work. And it obviously hasn't. So, it's very weird. Very, very weird. So if I log in right now, here, I see overall deductible $2,000, contributed $582.17, and a big chunk of that is a claim that they processed incorrectly that is being fixed. So that it's even less than that. Yeah, that's just weird. Anyway, health insurance is a scam, and I fucking hate it. That's basically how that goes. I hate it. Let's make sure. Okay, I have a spreadsheet here for helping me figure out the things I need to upgrade all the armor in Tears of the Kingdom. It's a little ridiculous, but that's where we are. What's weird is one of them is not properly laid out right for some reason. Huh. Quite a few of them, actually. Hello, Digishell. Welcome back. Thank you for the resub. 33 months. It means a lot. Oh, thank you so much. It's a quiet night. Is everyone all right? Is something going on with Twitch today? I mean, maybe that's half the problem that people are dealing with. Elliot, you're saying you're having weird audio things. You're hearing the air conditioner, which is still totally possible. I just have so many like noise suppression and, you know, AI things going that it shouldn't be you shouldn't hear it. But if you do, it's very possible. As long as you're hearing my voice totally like clearly, then I think we're okay. Ragnarok, thank you for your resubscription. Thank you so much. 29 months. It means a lot. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry, Digishell. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean chat was quiet in the sense that, you know, chat that people aren't active in chat. More that I'm concerned something is working wrong with chat, because when Ragnarok first mentioned something, it was, is chat working? So I'm just worried that Twitch is doing like a thing, whatever that thing may be. But I hope that you don't come down with something. That sucks. I'm sorry. Especially, I hate summer illnesses. They're the worst. You know, summer illnesses are really the worst. There's nothing good about them. I mean, not that there's anything good about a summer illness in the first place, or an illness in the first place, but like I would much prefer to get ill in the winter. Because you can like cozy up and get all warm, or you can get cold if you need to. When it's hot outside, it's just hot. There's no escaping heat, as far as I'm concerned. There's only so much you can do to mitigate the heat. There's a lot more you can do to mitigate the cold, in my humble opinion. So, if I'm gonna get sick, I prefer being sick in the winter, really. Because, yeah, the alternative is just extra gross. I am very tired today, I will admit. I'm tired today, though, because I moved my office. Like, I came in... This was something that came up a while ago, where it was decided that I should move to the first floor of the library, closer to the front desk, which makes so much sense. And I wholeheartedly agree. So I what? Brain is braining. Brain is braining. When we talked about it, I fully agreed, and the barriers to it were basically that there's no lock on the door, and there's no lock on the door. All my furniture would have to be moved, and the what's it called, the Ethernet ports were not activated. So I asked about the Ethernet ports last week, just trying to get an idea of like when they might be up and when I might be able to move. Not thinking it was going to be like imminent by any means. And yeah, I came in this morning to find that my phone was unplugged and moved downstairs. So I was like, oh, I guess I just need to go. So I didn't change out of my workout clothes from biking. I just stayed in it and I started moving all my stuff down. I moved everything by myself except for my desk, which I had someone help me with, but it was someone who I ran into in the elevator as I was trying to wrestle it in by myself. Very kindly of whoever that was. I've seen them around the library before. They're not an employee, though. I think they're just a student. So it was very nice of them to help me. Um, and yeah, I'm kind of set up in my new office. Not really set up in my new office, but I have a desk. I have all my stuff out. It's just all kind of jumbled. I started hanging some of my things. I'm going to do some more tomorrow. I actually got to remember to bring stuff tomorrow because I need to clean the walls, and because this used to be a study room. It's filled with stuff from when students were not kind to it. So yeah, there are like marks on the walls and it's dirty and it just needs some cleaning. So I will take care of that tomorrow with some magic eraser, which I also need to clean my old office. I made a bit of a mess. I have a changing screen in there, just a basic like shoji screen, and it left some marks on the wall where it hit a couple of times when opening and closing the screen. Oh, yes, I'm tired. We're all tired, I guess. So, and I'm tired in advance of my trip this week. I'm leaving Boston at like 8:40 in the morning on Thursday, and I got to get out of here. I have to be to the airport at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was trying to figure out a way to get there because I cannot rely on my roommates to take me. One of my roommates will be out of town they're all going to the same event, so one of my roommates will be out of town by that point because they'll already have left. Another one of my roommates just told me a little while ago that they also cannot drive me. I'm not sure exactly what for, but either way, that is totally valid and not their responsibility. It's my responsibility to get myself to the airport. And yeah, looks like I'm relying on the MBTA, which is, famously reliable. Theoretically, it should only take about an hour. So we'll see, but that means I need to get out of the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, which already is gross. I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, it'll be a good trip. I had to do a stupid thing with my flights. I don't remember if I talked about this the last stream or not, but I had booked my return flight was planned for 2 because it's gonna be the MBTA. Yeah, fair. I had booked my return flight, and it's only like, I think it's only like an hour flight or something like that. It's very short. It's all on the East Coast. It's all in the Northeast. It's not very long. And let me see. I can open up my thingy here. Here we go. I leave Boston at 8:20. Yeah, so getting there at 7 o'clock will be fine. I have TSA pre-check, and I'll be able to breeze through security, even if there is a line, which I doubt. But my return flight, yeah, this is supposed to be a total time is 2 hours, but that's like departing 8:40, arriving 10:30, right? So the actual flight itself, I think, is very short. Yeah. Okay. Just close this. I originally had in my round trip flight a return trip that had a like 40-minute layover in LaGuardia in New York, which wasn't the greatest, but like it wasn't terrible. It basically was me trying to leave at a decent time and trying to arrive at a decent time, because there was only one direct flight and it was 8:40 in the morning, and I didn't want to wake up and get to the airport in Pittsburgh that fucking early. So yeah, I I thought that would be fine. Leaving, I think I was leaving at like 2:30, getting in at like 5-ish or so, I want to say, is when it was. It wasn't bad, right? It was gonna be fine. And then they changed my itinerary on me. They pushed back the flight half an hour, so leaving at 3. And then the layover became a 2.5-hour layover. So I would leave at 3 and get in at like 10. And I was just like, that sucks a lot. I thought I had no recourse to do anything about it, so I just kind of left it until this last week when I was like, I really don't want to fucking go like do that. I really don't. So I went ahead and tried to rebook and found out that I had purchased basic economy fares. Now I knew this, but I thought with basic economy, for instance, if there is a major change to the itinerary, you still get free changes. That is not the case. If there is a major, I just realized is this upside down? Ah, I had that pillow upside down for a really long time because I do not remember the last time I took this off. Haha. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, I couldn't actually change my flight. I had to cancel it, pay a cancellation fee of $99, and then rebook. I have a giant pile that I've been using, a giant pile of flight credits, however. So I used those, and I ended up paying an extra $60 to get the slightly fancier seats. So I'm flying second class instead of steerage. It gives me free alcohol, so I get to start the party early on us, 8:40 a.m. on a Thursday, which I'm definitely fucking gonna do. I hope you know. I have no issues with day drinking at fucking all. Good morning, pour me a gin and ginger. Like, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, it sucks, but whatever. I gotta find a better way to get to this event next year. I'm hoping to try and set up some kind of system where I can fly to a place that is cheaper to fly to and ride with a friend instead. A lot of people that live up here actually just drive, but it's a 12-hour drive, and I fucking hate it. I've done it once, and I never want to do it again. I fucking hate it. So I'm very much kind of like, next year I'll like fly to Baltimore and we'll drive from there because it's only 3 hours, and I'm like, I can do a 3-hour drive. I can do that. 12? No, and 6 of those are in Pennsylvania. Like, fuck that. It was not a comfortable time. Did not like any part of that. Did not enjoy it. Okay. Anyway, enough of me ranting. It's time to play this game, and I am interested to play it again with a slightly more critical lens than I think the last time I did. I have consistently and always made fun of this game. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon has a special place in my heart in the not good way, and I regret to say that. Mostly because, hold on a second. Mostly, I don't know, like, I feel bad that I might be giving it a poor shake, I guess. That's not the right terminology to use here, but I might not be giving it the credit it should be due. So I'm interested to kind of approach it with a slightly more critical lens and kind of try and be more neutral about it. I will be upfront and say my relationship with this game is that this is the game where I realized they were making the Nancy Drew games much shorter for a while, and I did not like it. They were shorter, they had less content, they were less meaty, right? So Curse of Blackmore Manor was excellent in a lot of different ways. It was very well fleshed out, you know, it was expansive in a lot of ways. Secret of Shadow Ranch was very much the same thing. Secret of the Old Clock was really short, and while it had some good puzzles, it kind of just flew by, right? And I think Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon is very much the same, but I noticed it more because The Secret of the Old Clock had just enough shiny and just enough new to make me interested in it, right? Like, it had the driving part, it was set in the 1930s, like all this stuff. It was very like, okay, I'm getting it. And Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon is otherwise just a regular Nancy Drew game, right? It didn't have any new bells and whistles. I don't think it really had anything that like stood out as terribly super new. And so for me, it just kind of felt short, right? And I felt a little cheated at the time because it was like, this isn't enough. The last time I remember playing Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon was actually not that long ago. I played it kind of just for fun, I think. I want to say I had a pretty good time, but also I might have been just changing my expectations going in. I don't know. I'm willing to give this a fair shake. I want to be as open and honest as possible with the game as we go into it, but I have a history. So see if it lives up to that or if it's better than I think it was. I know some people have a very close relationship with this particular game, so... Oh, did I forget to change the thing again? Hold on. I did. Hold on. I should just be able to fix this without even changing the thingamabob. Ooh. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. Okay, so Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, here we go.
Welcome to my latest case. Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, yay.
This doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good. All aboard! Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray. I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell. I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci. Only the most famous...
Yeah, the animation, right.
And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend? Natalie?
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because see, one day in 1903, this train, was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert.
God.
Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared.
They put all of their time and money into this scene.
Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Laurie Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
Okay, so now that we're done with that giant exposition dump, I didn't want to comment too much because, like, I just wanted you to experience that. Yeah, so right off the bat, in my humble opinion, not a strong start. The whole storytelling thing of show, don't tell, right? Not done at all. It was literally just, you planted a person in front of us to just recite the backstory of why we're here and what's going on, which is not great. And I think that's maybe one reason why I don't like this game that much, because right from the get-go, I'm not having a great time. It's kind of what it feels like. I don't know, like, yeah, I don't like it very much, but I'm gonna try to approach this neutrally. I really am. This is Charlena Purcell, by the way. You remember from 2 games ago, not that very long ago, but 2 games ago, we had the writer of those Western novels that we kept calling for answers or questions or whatever, and she would do research. This is her. She's a bitch. Get ready for her to be a bitch. So everyone on this train is an asshole, actually.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
Call you out on it. You don't remember me, do you? Honey, when we were talking, you were fucking gushing about all of the amazing stuff that I could give you from Shadow Ranch. And you just wanted to... You literally had your assistant patch me through to your direct line without any further commentary. And you don't remember who I am, so fine, whatever. Okay, fine, sure. Okay. Bitch.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy! Come here.
You fucking bozos.
Excuse me for a second.
Dumbasses.
Is this Jake and his wife?
Yes. From what I've read, Camille loved to sing and dance, even in death, apparently. Jake reportedly told people that after she died, he would sometimes see strange glowing lights outside the windows at night, bobbing gracefully alongside the train as if dancing with it. He said he found the sight very comforting. I suspect normal people would have found it terrifying.
Hey, Nance.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cops have never even been undercover.
Joe, go. What'd Charlena have to say?
American Teens Against Crime.
Whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Lori scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
I think she's a fucking fake. I also think that American Teens Against Crime is a fake law enforcement agency. So, if anyone's not familiar with the Hardy Boys and their lore, as it were, I don't know how much of this is actually. I admit that my knowledge is actually not as in depth as it is for Nancy, but at least the modern incarnation of the Hardy Boys from like the 80s through the thousands was basically, they wanted them to be like secret agents, like a secret FBI, basically, right? Undercover FBI, but they're teenagers, and teenagers can't be part of the FBI and can't do things like shoot guns because they're not going to put those in the novels for kids, you know. So they created ATAC, Americans Teens Against Crime. I don't know if this is from the original books, from the early 20th century ones, or whether this is just the latter part of the 20th century and 2000s. But the modern incarnation, at least, is very much pulling on the whole like secret agency thing, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, this is giving Spy Kids, and I don't mean that in a complimentary way. Like, okay, anyway.
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
All right, time to go talk to my favorite person.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Lori Gerard has disappeared.
So?
Did you know she was going to disappear?
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
Shouldn't you at least call the authorities?
It'll be my pleasure, just as soon as Miss Gerard orders me to.
But-
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
No nonsense. Fuck you. I'm getting what I came for, and that's it. Like,
Square and a duck.
Duck Square.
Looks like some sort of steam valve.
Do not open unless all pipes are connected.
This door goes outside. Opening it now would not be a good idea.
Train. Boop boop.
What have you got?
Do you think maybe one of Lori's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Lori disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Talk to you later.
You know where to find us.
Yeah, because you never fucking move.
Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
No, I don't want to talk to you again. Please don't.
Sadie Crawford. It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it.
I'm sure all of these will be important later, but we can't pick any of them up, so that kind of sucks, Klepto moments, not helping me.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know,
Finally get the question we wanted to ask in the first place.
Imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Where did he meet Camille?
I don't know that. The circumstances surrounding her passing are a bit of a mystery, too. All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere, although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated and its location quite unknown.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
Same.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
I mean, yeah, so I do not recall how that is explained, but I do believe at some point it is explained that he had money before the train.
Another gemstone.
So, we start with a puzzle. The bottom part is not that. Where am I wrong? Everything seems to match up okay. No, there's something wrong there. Hold on, I think these two bottom pieces are swapped. Ah!
Left pickaxe and lamp with buhl for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
Fascinating.
In the sleeping car.
And we can't go in any part of it. Ill-tempered Edna could not get her way. She couldn't get Alice to come out and play. I can't, I'm too tired, is what Alice said. I just want to go straight back to bed. Same. Edna angrily tried to make herself heard, but all that came out was one two-part word. Why, I'm not your mother, yawning Alice replied, till Edna the Terrible finally gave up and cried. Wow. Someone's a bitch.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Emergency brake. I have a feeling that's a bad thing to pull, so we won't do it.
Hey, come on over here. Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
You look pretty busy.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording
Here we go.
background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Lori's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Lori's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Lori?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
And where's your research? I would like to see the citations, please.
That's a little hard to swallow.
It's all very scientific.
Is it?
The fact is, Lori's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Charlene Purcell thinks Lori is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlene Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
And you're a hack that just happens to go on TV. End of comment.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she doesn't have any friends.
Wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you can be too rich after all.
I'll let you get back to work.
Goodbye.
Okay.
This looks like some sort of game.
Can I do it though? Ah!
I did it!
What do I win?
Wonder what's in here.
Oh, more shit. Camptown Racism, sheet music. Written very terribly. If it's in 2/4 time and it's eighth notes, then they should have bars over them, but they don't.
The Little Book of Samplers.
Sampler stuff. All this stuff about sampler stuff. Alrighty.
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new, it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
Don't think that's how that works, but okay. Also, yeah, there is a whole bunch of creepy doll stuff, by the way, so just forewarning on the creepy dolls. We'll get there.
Don't do that, please! Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. You just about took out my eardrums.
So, the piano...
When I'm done, I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay.
So the piano is a problem, but that fucking Camptown Races game was fine. Make it make sense. Also, what the fuck is this piano? Why is it so tall and weirdly shaped? Like, it is a weird looking piano. That's weird.
Thomasina O'Neill. Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano.
I don't need that. I've got it.
It's locked.
I can't do anything with it still.
It's locked.
I know it's locked, but... Oh,
I wonder
okay.
what's under here. And what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts. Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers. Hello?
Who do I have to talk to?
Hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Up. You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy. Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing? Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool.
Nice try, Bess.
No, really.
You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself.
George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Adobe beige, though. Ugh. Beige. Painting your room beige.
Hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Lori. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room?
Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape.
It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning.
Only it turns out she faked the whole thing.
Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped.
Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has.
Very funny.
George has. Very funny.
Before she disappeared, Lori told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky.
Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Lori vanishes. A pattern, maybe?
Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Whoop! Oh, that was a burn. That was rough.
Why?
That's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
Jake used to see strange lights at night bobbing alongside the train and thought it was Camille dancing.
Super creepy. Yeah, I just got goosebumps. Which is hard when you're practically covered in paint.
I better go.
We'll be right here.
Yeah, washing the paint out of our hair.
They're having a great time, as usual. And as usual, it's like frustratingly pictures. Okay, frustratingly forcing this upon me. Leesom Telecommunications. Oh, good.
Eliza Sandberger.
Hey, Nancy, right?
You've got a better memory than our hostess.
Who doesn't? Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
You mean a pig?
You mean become a police detective? No, I never have.
It's a great job, you know.
Oh, no.
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I saw?
Tell me all about it.
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days? FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong.
Mm-hmm.
See, Nancy, when somebody does something
Oh, here we go.
remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're...
Alas, poor Yorick.
You should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
We done? Okay. We can move on. We can move on with our fucking life. Anything. I hate him. I hate him deeply. This is something that one of my streamer friends and I very much disagree about. Because she loves him, and I fucking can't stand him.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Where do you think it came from?
Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact,
It's true.
wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you.
Yeah, sure.
Tino Balducci.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna love that.
Oh, thank you.
That sincerity in Nancy's voice was so perfect. Oh, thank you. Like,
What do you think happened to Lori?
Well, she could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
So you're gathering facts?
Of course, it may not look it because that's my style. I'm a low-key kind of guy. But hey, don't worry. I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
yeah, I'm sure you're doing a great job. What was that statistic that like 90% of police investigations come to nothing?
You had a chance to talk
Just
to
saying.
Joanna Purcell?
No,
I don't know why that feels important to say right now.
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Don't mention it.
I really won't. I really won't.
Wonder what Jake used this for. Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked.
AG is the element for gold. No, silver, I'm sorry. AU is gold, duh. I'm very smart.
JH. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
Ah, a puzzle. I know not what for, but it is a puzzle and it shall be completed.
There, all done.
Cool. That's nice.
Another gemstone. An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall.
Strange indeed.
That sampler. That
Ah.
on that duck looked very familiar.
Now we've opened a door. And now it gets weird. What the fuck is this place? If it's confusing, that's because it is.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver?
Ah, silver, AG. So we have what? Orange, blue, green, red, purple, yellow? Orange, blue, green, red, purple, yellow. OBG, RPY. Well, that gave us the solution for that, so we'll go back and we'll do that in a moment. Once we finish exploring this place.
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon... Those are all gemstones, I think.
Alright, what else we got? Felidol accidentally knocked someone called Naughty Tina off the shovel and literally afraid for exercise. So all this by my heart felt blah. You know, see the say the crack transfers out. One of her dolls got broken and she fell apart.
According to that diagram I found, those 6 gemstones are supposed to go in these 6 holders. But I have no idea which one goes...
Have a good night, hon.
This is where a gemstone goes. Wonder what's supposed to go here.
Damn it. There we go. Oi. Struggled with that a little bit, not gonna lie.
Lori?
And we found her.
Gosh, I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense.
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything.
No shit.
Bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
Was anyone else in on the trick?
Just the engineer, and all he did was keep his mouth shut. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Good point.
Right. Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
Kensington. Of the Newport Kensingtons? Right? Seriously, though.
What about the other people you invited on this trip?
If you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
As if there are tracks in the United States to just go anywhere. Otherwise, Amtrak would be way more useful.
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show, and I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train, and now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, but not anywhere. He might be going 90 miles an hour, but he's not. There's no destination, you know.
I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See what I'd
Which is
really like
right on her pillow.
Romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
That sounds about right. I'm not saying that Charlena is
As soon as you figure it
a
out.
paragon of literature here, but like I doubt that Lori here has got much to say. That's
Locked, naturally. Wonder how you open it. Wonder how you're supposed to get this open. Looks like a dance floor, maybe? It's locked.
It is indeed locked. Oh, let's do that at some point.
I bet I know what this is for.
Indeed. This looks like there's stuff in here. Like, I almost see Silverado, which is a place. So... Huh. Give me a second here. Oh, okay, hold on. Yep, I got all I needed from that. Just look at the letter.
November 1901 from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mine before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you. Words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her and heard her and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
That's weird. But we got what we needed out of here. So Calico is the first one here. So Calico. Boop. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Silverado. Central City. Central City. Dodge City. Virginia City. And then Tombstone. Oop, hey, not done. Cool. That's not helpful.
Guess I'm
N
strange.
V R Z T B A A. We'll put that away for right now.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth.
So we solved the case of the missing debutante. Cool. Orange, blue, green. Orange, blue, green, red, purple, yellow.
Wilson carbide and acetylene works.
Then you need 2 lamps, which you should receive by the end of the month, and you get them. Simply place carbide in the lower chamber, water in the upper chamber, then use built-in flint lighter. Gently gas worst results. You'll see carbide lamp is exceedingly practical device, especially for people in your dark and dangerous line of work. But that I could have invented it. Just quickly misfortune turned to good fortune. Love this. Produce calcium carbide. So carbide when placed in water.
That was your friend, Thomas Wilson. Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step.
All right.
I better keep this.
Yeah. We're gonna keep that, and we're gonna probably refer to someone else's
Well, it's the
picture of it.
little lady detective. What do
The
you think?
little lady detective.
She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
If you come across
Nancy and I saying it at the same fucking time.
let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, The opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
She seems to have a thing for your eyes.
Yeah, she always told me they were... I mean, she told me once that she thought they were very, brown.
Uh-huh.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
You've been a big help.
Cool.
Anything for a fellow detective.
I'm sure whatever it is not worth the time.
That could be one of the gems I need. Maybe Tina will let me take a closer look. That could be one of the gems I need. Maybe Tina will let me take a closer look.
Really, though?
What's going on?
Do you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
Just gently palm that.
This stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tina will know I'm onto something. Interesting. I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
You've been a big help.
Not a problem.
Alright, we just gotta wait for him to leave then, I guess. So, alright.
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
The vibes.
My vibes are never wrong.
My vibes are never wrong.
Still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
I'm confused. Are you a scientist or a psychic?
I happen to be both. What's commonly referred to as psychic phenomena is all a matter of energy. Just because
Energy.
energy is generated or how to measure it yet doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Is or soon will be in big trouble.
And are you a Scorpio rising? Is that why you're like this? I don't know what I'm saying. Don't.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
Cool. Thanks. Awesome. Love it. You're great.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That tool I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you use to unscrew these bolts.
Excellent. They all independently move each other. That's amazing.
More pipes.
Nailed it. Okay, the blue ones move all together, and the red ones also move all together? Ah, but the blue ones move the red ones as well. Aha. Okay, but we're done. I mean, okay. Ah, according to this email that I've received from secure@billing-amazon.com. Amazon has a bunch of weird marks around it. An important message: your account has been suspension. Has been suspension. Sure. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I can open up the other another thingy. Hold on. Get what the well, I just opened something. What are they? Hold on. Square and duck, which are on the thing. I don't know, the worst fishing attempt. I don't know what it is, and I've talked to my mother about this a little bit because we both have old Outlook accounts, and I don't know if it's because we have an old account or because we have Outlook accounts, but it's bad. Ah, I need a 4 and a 1, I see. Create a 4 and a 1. Ah, but I need to create a 4 with 3 and a 1 with 4. I see. Never mind. So I don't have enough to do anything with this.
Yes?
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots.
Mostly because they're all
From what I've read, his success in solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of being in the right place at precisely the right time.
In other words, you don't think he deserves all the attention he's getting?
No. You and those 2 Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
Lori wants to be a romance novelist?
Doesn't everyone?
Have you discussed any of her ideas with her?
No. Could we please talk about something a little more pleasant?
Ooh. See, she's a bitch, but I kind of like her for it.
What's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
You found Lori.
Yep, she's holed up in the caboose, and as a reward for finding her,
Here we
she
go.
let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely obtuse.
I'm not actually that obtuse, but okay.
Lori, you got the letter with all the clues. Guess you don't need us anymore.
Oh, Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
No.
Kidding? You bet I do.
Damn it.
Now you're talking.
Balducci wants me to share everything I find out about Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea.
Research?
I'll ask her. I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her!
Show her what?
That old picture we found!
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell. Lantern too.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
See you soon.
If you need anything, just let us know.
See you soon. Take that off the thing there.
More questions?
How would I go about finding out the name of Jake's train engineer?
If you're smart, you'd ask me. And because my work is going surprisingly well, during my next break, I'll log onto my archives at home and see what I can turn up.
That'd be great, thank you.
Whoever invented the cellular modem, that's whom you should thank, dear.
I should get going.
That would be nice.
The funny thing is, at this time in the 2000s, like the idea of a cellular modem for your laptop is fucking advanced, and like your own personal archive at home, again, advanced shit. Okay, I have to take a very brief break. I need to go change my laundry. So I need to do that, and I'm going to grab a little schnickety schnack because I very much want ice cream. So I will be back in a moment. Sit tight, and we'll be back with more. And we are back. Oh, I have my ice cream as well as a drink, and I'm ready to go. I feel like there was something I was just gonna say, and it's gone. Nope, it's gone. Okay.
More questions?
I should get going.
All right then.
All right then. What is my
You missed it.
next?
The argument of the century.
Joe, he's exaggerating.
Oh, come on. You heard them. They were ready to tear each other to shreds.
Who?
Charlena and Lori.
All we heard was the tail end of it, and unfortunately, we really couldn't make out what they were saying.
So you don't know what they were arguing about?
This is fascinating.
Whatever it was, both of them were absolutely out of their minds, livid.
And it would probably be a good idea to find out why.
Let me look into it. I'll talk to you later, okay?
You know where to find us.
So I was just talking with Charlena, and she did not move from the spot that she was in, nor did Lori come through. So, how?
More questions?
What were you and Lori arguing about earlier today?
Lori and I? We weren't arguing. We were simply discussing a topic about which both of us are passionate, that's all.
You weren't angry?
No. And even if we were, that's really none of your business. I know that sounds harsh, but really, Nancy, eavesdropping is so tacky.
Actually, it was Frank and Joe Hardy who overheard you. They said I should talk to you before they gave me all the gory details, but since you obviously don't want to tell me your side, I'll just have to get the scoop from them.
No, you don't have to do that.
Zing.
The storyline that Lori submitted to me found its way into my last book, despite the fact that she never received compensation for it. She's reading the book now, and when she got to that part, she freaked.
And that's what you were arguing about?
Yes. Now, legally, she can't prove anything, and I'm certainly not about to admit anything. And it's not as if she needs the money. But that's what we were arguing about. For what it's worth, I'm going to talk to this producer I know to see if he'll cast Lori in his next movie. It'll help ease my conscience, and who knows? She could wind up being a star. I mean, she is blonde.
Well, I'll let you go.
God, she's such a bitch. She may end up even being a star. I mean, she is blonde.
What's up?
I won't keep you
Sup?
any longer.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, nope.
Whoa! Somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
Wow.
The question is, did somebody throw the brake? Or something?
Oh, Joe, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
Who was the next person on the scene?
John Gray. Then Balducci came bursting through one door while Frank and the engineer came through the other. Boy, was that guy ticked. He said the train could have derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charlena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
There's no way Lori could have thrown the brake, unless she had someone else do it.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Okay.
Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
Just Frank going, ah, Joe.
More questions?
Were you able to find the name of Jake's train engineer?
I came across 3 references to the fact that Jake had an engineer, but I'm afraid none of them included his name. I failed. Sorry.
Do you have a theory as to who pulled the emergency brake?
Well, I know it wasn't me. I assume it wasn't you, and I highly doubt it was Lori. So that leaves those two friends of yours, Mr. Gray and Mr. Balducci.
What do you think their motive was?
I don't know about your friends, but perhaps those other two simply thought it would be fun. Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Would you like to see the letter that Lori gave me as a reward for finding her?
The one in which Jake Hurley supposedly tells his niece how to find his lost mine? No, thank you. I happily leave it to you to try to solve the mystery of his disappearance. You can afford to look foolish, dear. I can't.
Aren't you even going to try finding out what happened to Jake Hurley?
No time. The only reason I haven't insisted that Lori release me from all this silliness is there's always the possibility that what happened to him has the makings of a bestseller, although I highly doubt it.
Why are you so sure that Jake's story wouldn't make a bestseller?
His story is an all too common one. A man wanders off into the desert in search of gold and never returns. Why? He either doesn't have enough food or water, or he encounters hostile natives.
But why was his train found out in the middle of nowhere with just the dead engineer on board?
That does make the story a little more interesting. My guess is the engineer got tired of waiting for Jake to return, took off in the train to get help, and died of a heart attack along the way, after which the train rolled to a stop in Blue Moon Canyon. Anyone experienced enough to single-handedly run a steam engine would have been quite a bit older than Jake.
What do you think happened to Camille?
She probably died of something mundane like pneumonia or even measles. Now, if it was wintertime when she died, and they were in the mountains, Jake no doubt kept her body on the train for months before he buried her, which is rather delicious in a morbid sort of way.
You know, he is at least having a good time.
Remember, if it's juicy, I want to know about it.
Alright, where were you when the brake was pulled?
So are you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
Alright, I'll bite.
You got something?
I set up a camera and took some time-lapse photos.
It's a blob.
Sometimes I was in the room, sometimes I wasn't, but somewhere along the line, I managed to get a shot of Camille.
Where? You don't mean that little blob, do you?
Yep, that's Camille.
Okay.
I think you might just need to clean your lens.
Just remember, the key word when it comes to ghostly phenomena is energy. That blob is the
See, my phone reminds me to clean my lens when it's smudged.
photographic paper.
Couldn't it just
You need one of these.
photographic paper?
Okay, it could be that too, but it's not. Trust me.
I don't. I don't.
Thanks for the chat.
Come back anytime.
I just don't.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
I didn't mention it before because it's very bizarre.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look. I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless.
That's what I want you to think.
He spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in pans under the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
Lori says she found this letter in a wastebasket.
Exactly where it belongs.
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that were any help, thanks to Casey Jones up there. I told the old geezer not to touch anything, but he went and got his big, fat, oily paw prints all over the place. If we didn't need him to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
I don't think that works because you are so fucking far outside of your jurisdiction, buddy. And you are also not officially on the clock, sweetheart.
So you have no idea who threw the brake?
Whoa, I didn't say that. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
You think John Gray threw the brake? But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in LA. Gray's gotta come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can you?
Who else have you told about this?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
You're going to arrest him?
Hey, the train could have derailed. We're talking reckless endangerment.
Not your jurisdiction. Not your jurisdiction. Also not your fucking jurisdiction.
That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
It's been great talking to you.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Fucking asshole. Ugh.
Yes?
I hear that Tino and you used to be an item.
How did you know that?
I'm a good detective, remember?
We went out a couple of times, yeah. As for why we stopped going out, you'd have to ask him.
Do you have any idea who threw the emergency brake?
I know exactly who did it.
Here we go.
You do?
Well, who else could it be? Camille. None of us has any reason to stop the train but Camille. She doesn't want us to find Jake's mine, so she's going to do whatever she can to keep its location a secret.
She is dead, you know.
Well, duh. That's why I know it's her. What's more, your friend, that Jim Harley guy?
Not Jim, Joe Hardy.
Yeah, well, he thinks it's Camille too. He just doesn't have the guts to say so.
No, he has said so several times, and I keep hitting him back to his little hole.
Keep me posted.
Keep me posted! Okay, we're gonna use a little hint for this. Because I do not want to go back and forth with the thing. It is unfortunately very annoying, because if you look at the paper, it resets what you've done here, so you basically have to memorize it or write it down, which is what I normally do, is I write it down, but I don't want to do that, so damn, hold on. Game boomers. There it is. That's all I need to see. Oh, it's so small. I don't know that that's much better, but we can try. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And there's the fucking dolls. Ugh. Fucking dolls.
Guess Camille liked to collect dolls.
I hate these so much. God, these are so fucking creepy. Give the dolls an order. Ah, Camille's dancing shoes, right.
Darn, the name of the shoes is so faded I can't tell what it is. Maybe Bess and George can help me figure out who made them.
Maybe. I also have to wonder, what are these shoes? Like, they don't look like late 1800s shoes at all. Those clasps for sure.
Hey, what's going on?
Lori gave me a letter that Jake Hurley wrote to his niece, telling her how to find his gold mine.
If Lori knows where the mine is, why doesn't she just make a beeline for it?
Because apparently Jake was too paranoid to tell his niece outright where it was. So he filled the letter with all these weird, obscure clues. I don't think Lori could make heads or tails of them. I know I barely can.
Sounds like when he lost his wife, Jake may have lost a few marbles as well.
The name of the company that made Jake's wife's dancing shoes is too faded to read. But to find Jake's mine, I need to know what it is.
Hey, I know what you can do. Take a picture of them with your cell phone, then send it to us, and we'll check them out for you.
But I thought you guys had to paint Bess's room.
Boring. Besides, we're going to have to take a break soon because we're almost out of paint.
Probably because Bess has gotten more on me than she has on the wall.
Anyway, send us a
Anyway.
Cell phone, and we'll get right on it.
Oh, you guys are the greatest.
I know. Need anything else?
I discovered this cabinet full of old dolls in the caboose.
Old dolls make my skin crawl. Whose were they?
They belonged to Jake's wife, Camille. Jake mentioned them in his letter to his niece.
They could have been Jake's, you know. I mean, they never had a child of their own, right? So maybe after Camille died, he went a little bonkers.
Oh, Bess.
Hey, I'm just trying to think outside the box here, okay? Something it wouldn't hurt you to do from time to time, little Miss No Imagination.
You know, maybe I'll just put this paintbrush down, walk out that door, and let you do this all by yourself.
No! You've got to keep painting. If I don't get this done by tomorrow, I'll be grounded for a month. I was just kidding about your imagination. It's wonderful. You're wonderful. Very, very wonderful.
That's more like it.
That's more like it.
Charlena and Lori had this big, huge argument, and you'll never guess why.
Lori called Charlena a hack.
No,
Charlena called Lori an airhead.
no.
Bess, she doesn't really want you to guess, okay? Tell us, Nan.
Well, it seems that Lori sent Charlena a bunch of story ideas, one of which Charlena used in her latest book without telling or paying Lori.
Charlena stole something Lori wrote? That's incredible.
No, the fact that Lori wrote something that Charlena thought was worth stealing. That's what's incredible.
It makes me think that Charlena is a lot more devious than she appears.
Yeah, better keep an eye on her, Nan.
Talk to you soon.
A lot more devious than she appears, but she wears her heart on her fucking sleeve here, like.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me. Got the name of those dancing shoes yet?
Still working on it.
Talk to you soon.
Remember, when in doubt,
Call.
Oh. I would love to. Excuse me.
Looks like I need to enter 8.
Ah, okay.
The question is, which 8 letters?
There we go. This is excessive. Okay, well, we got a map. That was step 1.
Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where?
So we did the map. Locate the mine on the map. You need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I've stored his name accordingly. To retrieve his name, you'll have to get the dolls in order. Require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes and the name of their maker. Wearing the shoes as you perform your favorite stuff on the dance floor. Have The projective, copper gorge. Okay. Not much else for me to do until people leave.
What's going on?
How come you told me you and Lori never went out, and she told me you did?
Don't you ever stop asking questions?
I'm a detective. You know how it is.
I dumped her, okay? I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not happy about what I did, but it's done. It's over. Now let's drop it.
If you didn't want to dump her, why did you?
You are incredibly irritating, you know that? I dumped her because people said going out with her would make me look bad. Said she was a joke, that no one took her seriously. Said if I started hanging with her, no one would take me seriously. So I stopped calling.
Bit of a dick.
But you didn't stop caring.
No. Now take a powder. I don't feel like talking anymore.
If you don't feel like talking anymore, you can always leave. Man.
Hey, glad you stopped in. You gotta listen to this.
What have you got?
All right.
Digital recorder in the corner where Camille showed up in that picture. And turned it on so it would just keep recording. Now when you play it back at normal volume, all you hear is background noise.
Because that's all there's there.
But when you turn the volume way up and run the signal through a filter or two, hear that?
I hear something. It kind of sounds like a woman singing.
Not just any woman.
Camille.
So be careful what you say in here. She's listening.
You having a fun time over there, kid, with your fucking... How much computer shit do you have? How expensive is all of that? And you're using it to...
Are you by any chance missing a small digital...
make recordings out of...
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. When I
Anyway.
went through the box I'd packed them in, that one over there, I came up one short. I was hoping to set up at least 6 in here so I could check for cold spots. How did you know I was missing one?
Because Tino Balducci found it by the emergency brake handle when he was dusting it for fingerprints. And now he thinks you're the one who pulled it.
That's ridiculous. I didn't have any reason to pull the emergency brake.
Is it true that your show is in danger of being canceled?
Newsflash, my show was canceled. Happened last night. But what nobody knows yet is that it's been picked up by a major TV network. Not only am I still on the air, but I'm sitting prettier than ever. Any other questions?
Were you in this room the whole time prior to that emergency brake thing?
Of course not. I made a couple of trips to my compartment in the sleeping car to get more equipment. But did I get an overpowering urge to pull the emergency brake while I was there? No.
I'll let you get back to work.
Goodbye.
All right, we done talking to these very smart, very capable people. Can we continue on with the puzzle?
Hello?
Me again. Just checking to see whether you
Cool, here we go.
have the name of those dancing shoes yet.
Your wish is our command, but hang on to your hat. The name is a real mouthful. The shoes were made by Chaussette Chateauyantes, Chausssettetes, Chatoyantes. That's French for shimmering socks. Apparently, if you were into dancing in the 1870s, that was the company to get your shoes from.
H-A-U.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks for letting us help.
Did I fuck it up? Hold on. Chaussette. Oh, yeah, I messed up. NT ES. Okay.
Apparently, Tino and Lori went out a couple of times, but he broke it off.
Why'd he break it off?
Because everybody told him dating her would hurt his credibility.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. It's cool that Balducci lets other people tell him who to date? No, that the three of us know something that like maybe 4 other people in the whole country knows. Scoop the tabloids, Nancy.
Bess, calm down. You're slopping paint all over the phone.
Oh no, it still works, doesn't it? Hello? Nancy? You still there? Hello?
Yes, Bess, I'm still here.
Oh, thank goodness. So what other yummy things have you found out?
Bess is such a mess, God.
Voice on tape.
Really? Did you hear it?
I heard a woman singing, but it was very faint.
You heard an actual ghost?
Bess, whatever I heard was barely audible. For all I know, it could have been a voice off the radio or something.
Did the real Camille like to sing?
According to Charlena, she did.
Well, there you go. You heard a ghost.
Oh, Bess, you are so gullible.
Open-minded.
Gullible.
I better go.
Remember, when in doubt, call.
Okay, let's start collecting some information on these dolls. Awful Ursula, AU. Angry red hair. Red hair, yeah, that should be enough. All right, what else do we got? Okay, Sickly Sarah, that's SS, has different eyes. We call Teddy Everhart a home. Sense one cross draw a decorative red ribbon on the 16th. Okay. Red ribbon is ES. Red ribbon. Okay. The music is very chill. You are correct. Nothing about dolls. Nothing there. I thought there was another receipt that I saw somewhere. Oh, it's one of the cabinets over here, I think. I don't remember which cabinet, but we'll find it. Naughty Tina is the one with a crack. Go. As soon as we say that the music is really chill, this music starts playing and it's like, you're gonna die. I know, seriously though. Like, you're just wandering around the train and it's just like heavy, dark sounding, awful, blah. And it's just very confusing. Ah,
What is that?
ghost. Cool. Ill-tempered Edna could not get her way. She could not get Alice to come out of the way. Alice is tired. Yawning Alice, YA. Okay. And then Edna the Terrible, E.T., who's crying. Okay. Who else do we have?
More questions?
I'll let you get back to your writing.
My publisher thanks you.
Two left feet is Sadie Crawford. Two left feet.
An eagle. Where else have I seen an eagle?
Where else have I seen an eagle?
Tino found one of John Gray's thermometers by the emergency brake handle and is getting ready to throw the book at him.
John Gray threw the emergency brake? Why would he do that?
Tino thinks it's because John's TV show is in danger of being canceled. But when I asked John, he
Ooh, that's exciting.
broadcast network.
I still say there's less to all this than meets the eye, if you get my drift.
I get your drift, Joe. I have lived with your drift for years. I am saddled with your drift.
All right, all right.
Lol.
See you in a bit.
You know where to find us.
Looks like this thing opens up. But how?
Well, now that I have another doohickey. Oh, wait, about face. There's that chest in the dining room. What else is in there? Flippy fins, fresh from hand from the deep. Oh. I know what that's for, and it's not gonna help me now. Your drift, I know, right? You made your point, Frank. You made your point. We got it. Thought I found another. No, I found a jewel. That's right. C-H-H-A and T-O. Let's see if the dolls themselves have anything to help us with. Well, this is the cracked one, so that goes here. This is the angry child, so that goes there. Different colored eyes. Ugh, okay. That's fucking creepy. Red ribbon goes at the end. Ah, two left feet, hold on. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the tired one, which is 3 from the end. Going bald. Not sure what's up with that. So these 3 are all good. This one I don't know about. This one, okay. Different eyes. There, that goes there. I think that's actually the one that's supposed to be crying. She says a 2-part word, according to the thing. And the only other thing I have is someone named Teddy. is in this spot, and that's one of these two gentlemen. How do I find out more?
Before you say anything, I just want to say thank you.
For what?
Tino came to see me. He said you'd made him realize what a jerk he'd been for dumping me, and then he asked me out. Isn't that great? He said he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. He thinks we make the perfect couple.
Well, I can't argue with him there.
So
Lol.
what do you want?
So what do you want? Never to see you again.
We'll talk some more later.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
Alright. What else should we do? There's gotta be more. What am I missing? Right here? Ah, wait. Meal with Hagar Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. Alright, so Teddy is the one with the kilt. Kilt is spelled, there we go. Hagar Anderson is suspenders. And then Chantilly Hildegard is pigtails? I don't know. Pigtails. Necklaces. And that should be enough to do it, because whoever is left is in the fourth to last place, which I think is the one that has no hair. Okay, this is... Ugh. They moved everything around again. Alright, angry red hair goes here. Different color eyes girl, who is this one, goes here. That mama one. Creepy fucking noise making thing. There it is. The guy with the kilt. Then 2 left feet. Then suspenders. Then TO, which I think is that one right there. Then tired. Crack and neck. Red ribbon. Shoot. Wait. Tired and do. Hey! More doohickeys. There were a lot. So I have actually done some archival work on scrapbooks like this. They were insanely common in the turn of the century. It's so bizarre. And that's all we got out of that. Just that. Cool. Helpful. We got more slugs, I guess, so let's see if we can do that. We'll open up the thing in the front of the train, and then we'll go from there. So I need to make 4 with 3. There we go. There's that. Then there we go.
Open the stove in the dining car.
And the eagle is the last one on here, and I need to, whatever the eagle is, which I don't know, I need to go further than I can. There's nothing here, so I don't think it matters to make that one. So race down the train.
James.
What do we got? I agree to pay James Thurston the sum of $9 a week plus room and board in return for his service as the engineer of my train. Perfect. Let's save that. Last train to Blue Moon Canyon. And we're done. That is it for tonight. Why are you open? That's weird. Well, yeah, that's it. That's what we got. That's the stream. Because it is now 11 o'clock and it's time for me to go to bed after folding laundry, probably, and doing some more laundry because I have 0 clothes. It's a problem. But yeah, that's it for today. We're gonna pick it up again tomorrow. We're gonna finish the rest of this. We are gonna be able to finish. Do not worry. Trust me. I know this is a short game. I even double checked it on how long to beat, and this is again another one of those weird, shorter than usual type ones. So, very much excited to finish this out, and we'll talk about it some more. I already have some thoughts that are percolating in the brain. So, anyway. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting the stream the way you do. I know a bunch of you resubscribed tonight, and I know that Elliot resubscribed earlier last week. It all feels really wonderful to have you supporting me like this. Thank you so much. And if you want to support the channel in the same way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. That would help immensely. If you are a Amazon Prime subscriber, you actually get 1 free subscription, and if you would be so kind as to give it to me, I would be very, very grateful. I do also want to thank my followers for the support that you're able to give to the channel. Thank you very much for following me and supporting the way that you do. If you hit the follow button, you get notified when I go live. If you want to be notified ahead of time, you can follow me at BOSTrophyWife on Instagram and on Twitter. That is the best place to see the announcements the day before, but the true best place to get the most up-to-date announcements, including any delays that might be happening, any cancellations, anything at all whatsoever, will be on the Discord, which is the link that's right here. You can either type that out in your address bar, or you can click on the link that's right there in the chat. That will take you directly to my Discord server. It's a nice, lovely little place. We've got great support and just fun chat, memes that we find about games that we've played, games we're playing, but I also talk about games we're going to play, and I do give everyone on the server a chance to weigh in for what games they might want to see next on the channel. So that usually comes in the form of polls, suggestions, things like that. If you want to have a say in what happens next on this channel, that's the best place to do it. I do have a YouTube archive, and if you follow me at all, like Ragnarok pointed out in the server this last weekend, I updated it finally. It is BOSTrophyWife all the way over there. You can also find the link down below. It is the entire stream archive that I've done all the way back to the beginning of when I started streaming. Yeah, I finally updated it with all of the previous videos that were sitting around. Part of the reason that I ran into problems and hadn't updated it was because I had one stream not that long ago where I had I can't remember what game we were playing, but I had a problem in the middle of the stream, and I actually had to paste them together in order to make one video, and rendering those videos with Adobe Premiere takes forever. I don't understand why Adobe Premiere is such a buggy piece of software for being an industry standard, but you know, here we are, whatever. I know my computer is not like a supercomputer anymore. It's several generations old when it comes to like the processor, which is the most important part of it's the most important part of what's it called, rendering video. It's not the fastest anymore by any means. Like, this was top of the line, maybe not even top of the line, this was like high end stuff though in 2018. In tech years, that's forever ago. Since it is really actually 5 years ago, that's actually not very new in any way, shape, or form at this point. So yeah, I was very reluctant to do that because of how slow that was going to take. And it's funny that it took so long for me to get over that I forgot why I didn't want to do it in the first place. But I spent all that time in the weekend. It's done. everything's up. I started with the Ninja series all the way back when I started the channel. If you want to see what I thought about the Ninja back then and compare it to now, that would be terribly interesting, I think. It's a bit rough back then, don't get me wrong. Didn't really know much about stream overlays and things like audio and stuff like that, which, you know, to be fair, I still could use some work on, but for now, this is at least working and you can hear me, unlike back then. So, and then finally, I do have a tip jar through Ko-fi. The link is right here in the chat. If you are a subscriber and you'd like to throw me a couple of extra bucks this month, or if you can't subscribe at this time but you want to throw me a couple of extra bucks anyway, that's the best place to do it. So any little bit definitely does help. That is all for tonight. We will be back again tomorrow, like I said, at 8:30. We will pick up where we left off with Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Until then, have a great night. I will see you all soon. Take care. And yeah, keep safe. It's going to be a stormy one here in Boston tomorrow, so if you're in the Boston area, get ready. I don't know what it's going to look like tomorrow. The weather is changing on a regular basis, and I had hoped to not have to take the T to work, but I might have to now. Anyway, take care, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.